Chainsawman is great, more than I believe people give it credit for. Once you get past the insane fights and strange characters, you can give the series a closer look in which it reveals itself as a fun, relatable series that pulls on the heartstrings. It brings you on this crazy sequence of events at a breakneck speed from arc to arc, building on the story with excellent character writing and a gripping narrative. Slowing it down, however, you can see how the characters change, their motivations, purpose and morality. Specifically, I want to look at Denji and his journey. He's our lead character, and born into extreme poverty from his father's debt, he was forced to hunt devils for money with his marketable chainsaw, dog devil Pachita.
Leafy is here literally!
He rescued the devil by giving him some blood when he was injured, though later he was betrayed by said mob and almost killed. Pachita saves Denji, turning him into a half-devil in exchange for him obtaining his dream of living a normal life. After this, he's taken in by Makima to work for public safety. Now, all of us at some point have thought about what our purpose on this planet is. We as humans are constantly searching for a fabled goal in our lives.
That shit just inspired me to hit the gym even more. Marvel movies and DC movies and shows, here I come.
And with the proliferation of social media, we see numerous people who have found this purpose. But Denji embodies a lot of people who haven't found their purpose. He starts off just by trying to escape the poverty he was put into and wants a girlfriend. Both of these being pretty relatable, especially the latter. Most of us at like Denji's age, he's like 16 at this point, would also want a romantic partner. It differentiates him from other protagonists in shonen, like Eren, who wants to kill all the titans and get revenge for his mother's death. Denji even comments on this himself when fighting the Leech Devil. He's angry with others believing his hedonistic dream of getting to second base is worth less than getting revenge, protecting family, etc. Though sadly, we see Denji getting manipulated a lot due to his lack of social development. Makima, a prime example, who provides him with basic needs and leads him along with her attraction. Or there's the infamous vomit kiss and subsequent sexual encounter he experienced with Himeno. Then, the bomb girl, Reyes, a Soviet spy who manipulates him with romantic advances, showing interest in him and being intimate, but this is all in order just to steal his heart, aka Pachita. It's a pretty disheartening arc as we see Denji finally get a chance to fulfill his dream of having a real relationship, and you see genuine moments of romance between the two. Reyes even comments on this herself, saying that she did like Denji and empathized with him. The part that really flipped the switch in Denji is the Control Devil arc, where Makima's true intentions of acquiring Pachita, the original Chainsawman, are revealed, and he has the power to erase devils from existence. At this point, Denji has already had to kill his friend Aki, and now he's seen his other friend Power brutally murdered by Makima in the infamous birthday cake scene. Well, this is what eventually leads him to escape Makima's manipulation and defeat her. Realizing she does not care for him, the amount of trauma from this is hard to be understated. It was hard even reading these last two arcs and seeing the characters who've been built up from the start be killed so mercilessly. But the world of Chainsawman is cruel and unforgiving, and this further emphasizes that. Heading into the second part of Chainsawman, it mostly focuses on Asa to start, who is a character I can make an entire video on herself. But when we see Denji, it's clear that his motivations have changed. He's making a real attempt at living a normal life. Now he has a family of Nayuta, the reincarnated Control Devil, and a group of cute huskies. He's even attending school and going on a few dates with Asa. This is a step in the right direction, settling down from all the fighting. Although, we start to see a few cracks in his mind. Have you ever heard of the hedonic treadmill? It's a concept in which an individual desires something and obtains that desire, only to be unhappy and desire once again. This fits Denji pretty well. He doesn't have any long-term purpose aside from living a quote-unquote normal life. For example, he first wants to hug and then moves on to wanting second base. It's an issue lots of people suffer from, lacking long-term goals and only pursuing short-term pleasures. and we can see the consequences of this through Denji. A part that I believe heavily influenced a change in him was the Chainsawman church arc, where Chainsawman was worshipped and praised in a cult-like fashion. I believe this rubbed off onto Denji, and flamed his passion of wanting to be Chainsawman. We've seen him enjoy Chainsawman before and the praise that comes with it, but this is where he starts to understand himself that it's what he wants. Though the arc after is where it truly comes to the forefront. In a plan akin to Makima's, public safety are trying to once again bring out the true Chainsaw Man in order to erase the aging devil. In doing so, they burn Denji's home, killing his pets and steal Nayuta. Denji, just before seeing all of this, has an inner conversation with Vegeta on how he's achieved his dream and what's next. In reply, Denji states that he wants to be Chainsaw Man. As I said previously, I feel like we've been building up to this conclusion for a while. Denji has had moments through the story where he expresses joy in being all the fame that comes with being Chainsaw Man, and this was the tipping point for that realization. It's become his true purpose. After this, he's captured by public safety in a pretty harrowing scene where he wakes up stating he has to save Nayuta, but Vegeta asks him how he's going to do that without legs, as we see him strapped to an operating table being experimented on, in a scene reminiscent to something out of Made in Abyss. But later on, he's broken out by Asa / the War Devil, who inhabits her, and a group who wants to fight Chainsaw Man, though the fight is postponed till they find Nayuta. Although, in classic Denji fashion, he starts to think about getting his rocks off at a brothel, giving into his hedonistic pleasures rather than saving Nayuta. We see him question his own morals as a result, and it's pretty upsetting to see Denji do this. And while I won't justify that's okay, I believe this is partly a coping mechanism to deal with the stress. In addition, it acts as an interesting commentary on sex and porn addiction. Especially nowadays, with the proliferation of pornography online, there's many a person that'll give up real life responsibilities for pleasure.
The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know.
Though unable to visit said brothel, he cries about how it's all his dick's fault, which prompts the War Devil to offer cutting off his privates. While I don't think I can show this section on YouTube, the War Devil ends up slipping her hand into Denji's pants and kissing him, then ends up recreating the Evangelion hospital scene for the last panel. When I first read this, I was taken aback by the balls on Fujimoto to draw something like this for Shonen Jump. It's also a pretty interesting comparison. Despite the two scenarios not being similar, it shows the sexual frustration that both characters deal with. There's a lot of opinions about the aptly named Kiss, Love, Sperm chapter. On one side, they say it's sexual assault, feeling bad for Denji, but on the other side, people are glad Denji got a happy ending, so to say. It's a weird scenario because he doesn't realise the War Devil exists and is controlling Asa. While I do believe Denji would have wanted this with Asa due to his feelings for her, it's being forced upon him. This scene also helps set up the War Devil as an antagonist for the upcoming arcs. In the last few chapters, we see a horrific scene. As Denji and gang are in a sushi restaurant, they are harassed by public safety, who bring along Nayuta's head and show it to Denji by having it roll along the sushi's conveyor belt. This causes Denji to become enraged to the point of letting Vegeta take over as the true form of Chainsaw Man. This is done as the true details of public safety's plan are revealed with the aging devil. In a contract, they have to kill 10,000 children to let itself be eaten by true Chainsaw Man, which is a wild thing to say out loud and without context, sounds downright schizophrenic. But before this deal can go through, we see an uncanny scene of Fumiko's mouth disappearing, as Chainsaw Man has erased the devil along with Snow, Bitterness, and Octopus. I think the reason Vegeta has done this is a sort of trauma response to what Denji's going through. Removing mouths stops his power of erasure to be abused. Also, Snow may be a reference to Aki in his childhood. Currently, as I'm writing this, 174 is the latest chapter to be released. Ultimately, I think Denji is a misunderstood character by a lot of people who only see him as some dumb, lustful, shonen protagonist.
What was that, Trunks? You put your mouth on hers. That's so weird. Kakarot, you've never kissed someone?
Huh? No, of course not. Why?
You're married and have children.
And while this is what he outwardly shows, peeling back the layers reveals that he is a struggling, misunderstood person that wasn't afforded a proper childhood to develop into an adult. I think a lot of people can sympathize with Denji due to his issues. We all want something to bring purpose, and while we won't be chainsaw wielding half devils, it's something to think about.